We have a number of Muslims today as well, due to the combined and complicated way of how the world is moving, who are also taking the aspect of gambling, that is maisir, with a very light heart, and find no offense and find no mistake in engaging themselves in anything to do with gambling that is occurring in many forms today. And things like such, like gambling and interest, and particularly gambling, wal-iyadhu billah, has been made so of very serious temptation to our Muslim young brothers and sisters today. Gambling today, when you talk of gambling and maisir, occurs in our cell phones, in our mobile phones. Between a young Muslim brother and a young Muslim sister, between him and maisir is just a click of a second or two. And he is already engaged and involved in maisir. And one of the common business dealings occurring today, also due to the rapid dynamics that are affecting our today's contemporary world, is what we call the Forex trading. Forex trading is where a Muslim deals with the exchange of currencies online. As we had said in the first khutbah, that any business dealing, in principle, the underlying principle of any business transaction is ibaha. And the qaida known to the ulama of usul clearly states that al-aslu fil muamalat al-ibaha. That is, the underlying principle of any business dealing or transaction is that it is allowed, it is permissible. However, we have to be careful about those elements which are considered as violators of that permissibility which is given by Islam in any business dealing. Like any mode of exchange, like any contract of exchange, because Forex trading is governed and ruled by the laws which ulama call the laws of as-sarf, laws of bay' as-sarf. And laws of bay' as-sarf are quite a number. Maybe due to the time factor, we can outline very quickly 3 of them. The first one amongst the laws of bay' as-sarf, which ultimately govern the Forex trading, because conventionally and traditionally we used to have the exchange of currency physically, whereby someone sells currency and another one buys a different currency. Today, as we have said, due to the dynamics that we have, the currency exchange has been taken online, and hence the word Forex. That is, currencies exchanged on online platforms. So one of the core principles of bay' as-sarf, my brothers in Iman, is the principle of taqabuth fi majlis al-aqd. And principle of taqabuth fi majlis al-aqd means that the two currencies exchanged, if they are different, then the rule requires that upon the closure of that business, when that dealing is settled upon, then the currencies have to be exchanged on the spot. None of the two parties is allowed to leave without the currency in his hand. That is what we call at-taqabuth fi majlis al-aqd, that is possession. And possession in fiqh takes 2 forms. We have the physical possession, whereby currencies are received physically by hand, and this is exactly what Islam has emphasized in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-dhahabu bil-dhahabi wal-fiddatu bil-fidda, and so on. At the end of the hadith, the Prophet said, yadan biyadin sawa'an bisawa, hand by hand. That is the physical exchange of currency. And that is law number 1. If the physical exchange of currency is not possible, like in the case of forex trading or trading that is done online, then we move to constructive possession. And constructive possession in terms of currency exchange is the situation whereby a Muslim will make sure that the currency exchanged has already hit the bank account or whatever account that is holding the currency where he is trading with. And that is the point where now we can safely say we have already realized at-taqabud fi majlis al-aqd. If that is not met, then, or if that is not satisfied, condition number one, then forex trading carried out in a manner that does not meet this condition is definitely null and void in Islam. It is unlawful. And today we understand the challenges that are dictating on forex trading, and one of them being the aspect of T+2 and T+1, whereby even the constructive possession itself becomes a major challenge, because the money has to go to pass through a third party, be it a bank or any broker or any entity, and then after 2 or 1 day, that's what is meant by +2 or +1, is when the money is going to be realized into your account. If a Muslim can do it in a manner that is T+0, there is no any delay in the payment or exchange of the other currency, then that is fine and good. Condition number 2, brothers and sisters, is the principle of ownership, principle of tamalluk. In any business dealing, a Muslim must be able to own. You cannot sell what you do not own. So you must have an asset to sell, or you must have an underlying asset of that business transaction or dealing that you are carrying out. If the asset is not there, and if there is no underlying asset of that particular business that you're doing, then there's no business dealing that you're doing out, that you're doing in Islam. And therefore, and hence, that business transaction is considered in Islam as being unlawful. The Prophet ﷺ has prohibited a Muslim from selling what he or she does not own. وَلَا تَبِعْ مَا لَا تَمْلِكْ. Do not sell what you don't own. So when it comes to those brothers who deal with currencies online, but you don't own those currencies, or you don't own the underlying assets in those currencies, then basically what you're doing is maisir. What you're doing actually is gharar. And gharar here means ambiguity. Gharar here means uncertainty. And you are doing business without the principles that are required to be guided by. The third principle, brothers and sisters, that guide the forex trading and forex market as a whole is that the core objective of any business dealing in Islam is that the end result has to have an economic impact. A dealing that you're carrying out should be moved by an economic intent, that there is an economic value that you want to create. There is an economic purpose that you are carrying out that business for. If a brother is dealing with forex trading, but just for speculative gambling, out of speculative behavior, it is moved or it is governed by speculation, whereby you depend on the game of chance, you depend on zero-sum game, or you depend on a game of luck by predicting that a currency will fluctuate, a currency will go up, and another currency will come down, the base currency will go up, the quote currency will go down, and so forth. Then in that case, that is not the purpose of any bay' in Islam, and particularly bay' sarf. Bay' sarf in Islam, my dear brothers and sisters, is carried out for an economic purpose, for an economic intent. And let me finish this by saying, my dear brothers, that those brothers who want to indulge themselves in forex trading, and if all these violations can be removed, and a Muslim does forex trading without these 3 violations that we have made, then forex trading is definitely halal. Owing to the first principle which we have mentioned, the underlying principle of any muamala is ibaha, as we have said. But let me finish by this very important point that I want to say, especially the young brothers and sisters who are upcoming today. Let it be very clear to them that they need to take time to reflect and to realize that there is a clear distinction and difference between the phenomenon of Forex illusion and the anatomy of professional Forex trading. The phenomenon of Forex illusion is whereby certain influencers are being used to market Forex trading as being a very easy and very quick route to make wealth. They portray themselves as being rich all of a sudden, with luxury cars, with luxury mansions, which are actually on rent for the day or two. All that is an image that an influencer is using to portray that this is a very well-paying business. And it's a business that will render a person extremely and filthy rich in a day or two, or in a matter of weeks, or in a matter of 3 or 2 months. That's not actually the way. That is not actually how Forex trading should be carried out. Forex trading, my dear brothers, is an act of discipline, is an emotional discipline, is a trading which is guided by laws and rules in Islam and requires utmost discipline and behavior and patience and understanding that the margins you are making can and actually are small margins, and not the way how it is depicted by some influencers online who put massive pressure on our young brothers and sisters, asking them to open accounts with these hefty amounts of funds and money, who go back to their parents and put another extra pressure, and it is all not worth it. This is not a game of image. It's not a game of portraying a fake and a false livelihood. It is a discipline that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to get attached with. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may give us tawfiq to stand by what He has commanded us and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.